Hi, I'm Kate with Kate's Paper Creations. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Washington State. Welcome to my weekly Simply Saturday video and blog. I'm glad you've joined me today. I feature the products that I sell the products that I feature in this video, and I would love to have you shop with me at my online store. Today, Simply Saturday, I try to make a card that is somewhat simple. Some would say that a simple card needs to be only one layer, but basically when I think of simple, I think of something that's fairly quick to put together, doesn't require a lot of effort. So hopefully this meets the requirements, and here we go. This is the card we're going to do, and I'll show you how I did it. First of all, I started with just a simple A2 card base made from Whisper White Thick. It's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and burnished to create a 5 1/4 inch A2 greeting card, or 5.5 by 4 1/4 greeting card. Then to get the background for my card, I just used a blending brush and Blackberry Bliss, and I just wanted a very light brushing of color around the edges, and I don't care that it's got variations in the color. That's what I'm looking for. So there's the front of the card there. That was easy. Then I used the Forever Gold laser cut specialty designer series paper for this. It's in the catalog. It comes with several sheets, and let me show you what I did with my sheets. They come with tissue paper between them because they're very delicate and they have a tendency to get tangled with one another. So I took mine apart and I got my clear bags that I put my cards in, and it comes with these different panels. So there's this one, which I'm going to be using today, and then there's this panel, and this one, and this one, and this one, and it's kind of hard to tell, but and this one. So I put all the panels, I separated them and put them all into baggies so I could see what panels I had. And then it had some pieces like this. There was one more with circles, with a circle, but I've used those up. And so I took those and put those in little baggies. And then there were some wreaths like this, and some ferns like this. I've used up quite a bit of it, and I'm down to where there's just a handful of the individual stems and leaves, and so they're all in this one. But that kept them from getting tangled. It made it easier for me to see what I had, and so just something I did. If it works for you, great. Okay, then I cut a piece of Blackberry Bliss for the background behind this lovely panel, and it is 3 1/4 by 4 3/4, and I'm going to attach this to this just like this, and I did that with my Zig 2-way glue pen. And what I did is this pen, if you squeeze and press, it lets out a spot of ink, a spot of glue, and so I just went up around the edges. Turn it so I can get to it. Got to be sure not drag my fingers through the glue here. And then I went and put a dot on the backs of the leaves. Now if you don't get them all, that's probably not going to be critical, but a single dot on each one will hold them in place so that they don't get caught on the edge of the envelope when you're putting the card in the envelope. And for this particular project, I wanted those to lay down neatly. Okay, so I got my glue on there. And then we will attach it. Just like that. I'm going to turn it over and kind of press it into place. I don't want to rub against those leaves. And if you have a little bit, let's say you got it just a little bit off center or something like I did, and you've got some edging that you want to trim off, it's not that hard to do it. That's what we're going to do here. It's got a little tiny edge there and a little bit here because I want it to be very neat. And so we will take this edge off as well. There. Then I'm going to attach this to the front of the card, and I'm just centering it on there, and we're just going to do it flat. Put a little extra in the middle. And there. So there's that. Then I cut with the Everyday Label punch. I punched out a white piece of label. The sentiment, "My thoughts are with you," came from Prize Peony stamp set. I'm going to stamp it with Blackberry Bliss, like that. Then I punched out a second piece out of Blackberry Bliss, and I cut it in half, just like this. And I put some adhesive on here and attached it to the top and the bottom, creating a mat so it has a purple outline like that. And then I attached this to the front of the card with a couple of dimensionals, and I just put it right in the middle, and there's the card all complete. Now, if that isn't simple, I don't know what is, and I think it's still lovely as well, even though it was simple. I do like to do something with the envelope, so I think what I'm going to do is come back with this and just give the envelope a brush of color, just because I think it looks nice. And that'll give me a flap. And there's my simple card for Simply Saturday. And I think it is simply lovely, and I simply want to thank you for coming by today.